Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering the third story in Superman number 25, King of Comics. A comic I dislike due to its stance on creator rights and creator work in comics, especially looking at the history of DC Comics and Batman is very troubling to me, and it does not age well, and it probably wasn't all that great at the time, but it was more acceptable. So a comic character called the Geezer is like the biggest comic superhero right now. Don't ask about the Geezer. So Lois and Clark go to do a story on him and look at the creator, who is claimed to be a guy named Carson Steele. At the publishers, they meet Carson Steele, but he's like this arrogant, muscular guy, and Clark doesn't believe him. So after they're supposed to leave, he becomes Superman and eavesdrops. We haven't had like a classic Superman eavesdropping scene. I miss when he would hold on to the window and listen from the outside of like a skyscraper or a big building. Turns out this guy isn't the real creator. It's some other guy named Henry James. So Superman goes to go visit him. Henry James is a meek, mild creator and doesn't like give off the vibes that you want to give off for your big superhero. But there's an even bigger issue here. He actually didn't create the Geezer. He has a whole studio of artists and writers working for him. This is infamously how Bob Kane wrote Batman. Bob Kane rarely did any work. He had studios that he gave like pigeon feed of his actual fee he got from writing the comics, while doing nothing in the comics and just taking all the credit. In the case of Batman, it was mostly Bill Finger and like Sheldon Moldoff who were doing the actual work at the beginning. Bill Finger hasn't been credited until like 2016 after that fight finally ended. But other creators have, and a lot of like publishers just had like a running studio of creatives who just worked on like every title. Henry James isn't actually the creator. It's a whole studio of people. But the comic takes the stance of, no, he's the creator. So yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. F this. Nazis eventually attack Henry James's studio because the Geezer's allowed to fight Nazis, unlike Superman, who doesn't seem to be allowed to actually directly go deal with the Nazi threat in the comics, which actually makes sense because he just ends the Nazi threat while World War II would still be happening. It's a problem. We have to keep Superman over here. We have to not question it because it's a huge story problem. Superman gets involved, and this inspires the meek Henry James to come out and just admit that he's the creator. And that's what this story is about. It's like the confidence of admitting that a flawed person created something really great, but not the actual people who deserve credit for their work. And yeah, that is the problem with this 1945 story. This is also a story that takes a long time to actually find out why we need Superman in the story. This has been a problem since like the mid 44 to now 1945-ish of comics of Superman. Is they couldn't seem to find like a really good reason sometimes why Superman's even in this comic, or even if they do, it takes forever. But that is it from Superman number 25, the King of Comics. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story in either Batman or Detective Comics. And until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? And do you think in this universe, all those people who actually worked on the Geezer eventually got credit after the stories came out? Kind of like how Bill Finger did? Have a great day.